Yeah, hi guys, welcome to the planner. I'm going to run through how this works. If you or when you open this up, you're more than likely going to see a tab at the top that says enable macros. If it does pop up, you'll need to enable the macros. And while I'm on that, if you're using Excel, it is a setting in your system that says to automatically enable it or ask before it's enabled or never to enable. Always leave it set to ask before enable because you don't want to have it automatically going off, and you would only enable macros from someone you would trust in the field. So for me, I've been building Excel for well over 20 years now, and it's not something I do much of anymore, but I've used those skills to pop this out. So if you open it up, you need to enable the macros. If it's not enabled, it will ask you to shut it down and then restart it and enable the macro. Okay, so we'll talk about this page. This is the dashboard. The dashboard itself, it does two things. We look at our time and we look at our money that we've got, and everyone's going to be different. What you're seeing in here is an example of how it could work. It works different for everyone. Now, in the home or in the dashboard, there's only one cell you can edit, which is this one here, which is the bank balance. So the way and this is you'll use it however you wish, but I've got a separate account to run my business side of things, and we've got our private home life account that we also use. So whatever money you've got in your set aside for running your business, you would have that in that section there, and this will be updated probably once a week because you're going to have money coming in, money going out, and we'll explain how that works a little bit more. Now, whenever you change this amount, you'll see up the top that these things will probably change as well. So we need to get that you see there it changed there. So I'll show you how that works in a minute. But what we've got down here is pretty well half a year or 6 months worth of finances, and it shows you the money coming in and it shows you the money you got going out in the next 6 months combined with your balance at the moment. What this is saying is that you've got $5,200 coming in for the year and $2,500 going out for the year. So straight away we can see we've got more money coming in than we've got going out, which is a good thing. At 24 weeks, this thing here is the health. It tells you that in around about 24 weeks time, based on the information we've got and the money coming in, that we're going to hit a problem where we're going to be in negative. And I'll explain a little bit more on that as we go, how that works. Up here we've got our tasks, we've got our top 3 tasks to do that we want to do, and any additional tasks that we have in our system, and I'll explain that as well. So let's have a look dive a bit deeper on it, and show you how all that comes about. Down the bottom in our tabs, the next one is called our planner. So we'll click over to that. And you can see here that we've got a priority or a date, and then I've listed some notes up here. So I use a 0 for something that's urgent, a number 1 priority for I need to do it now, 3 for next, 5 for later, 7 for ideas and notes, and 9 for completed. And on the side here, we've either got a date or priority listing. So I'll just show you how that might work. Let's say we want to add a new one, and I might want to add a priority 5. I can just put a 5 in there, and I'm just going to put test priority 5, press enter. Now I can sort this or update this, and it'll pop that test into here, number 5, so you can see that's gone in. Now, if I want to add a date, I can just select the cell, press Control and the semicolon, which is the 2 dots. It'll put a date code in. That will be today's date, but let's say it's due on the 21st of the 9th month. So I can just edit those there, pop that into there. and then I can just update again. And you can see, we need some notes in there. Do this task. And so we can do that. And we'll update that. And you can see there it's not due for 29 days. So it's listed it right at the bottom. As those days get less than 10 days, they will start to climb up the ladder. So if I put it back for today, and I'm just going to set it for 3 days time, so the 26th. So it's in 3 days, I'll update that. And you can see up the top now that that task has been now allocated up into that level 3 section. So that's how that works. That will pop up on your dashboard. There it is there, do this task. And as the days goes on, it will pop it up higher into your dashboard. The next one is your money coming in. So we'll get to that. So at the moment, if you're brand new, like I am, I'm self-funding this. I've got $100 a week going into the system. That's what gives me the $5,200 a year. What we want to do though is I don't want to list it weekly in the date column because I don't want to update this every week. So I've just put it in as self-funded $100 a week in brackets, but I've listed the timing. You can see there we've got weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, half yearly and yearly to monthly. So rather than having to put this in every week or update this date every week, I'm simply just putting it in every month. And I've just put the first date of the month. So if I were to just put this back to last month, you can see there it's 22 days overdue. So whenever I see this is overdue, I can just come here and then just put the new month in, and that'll keep my $100 a week going into the system. And you can update that. Now you can add other things once you get affiliate commissions coming in. You can just go control your semicolon, and that might be coming in on the, I'll choose the 3rd of the 9th, and it might be ABC comms. I can add that there. Now I can just put an M for monthly and just do that. It doesn't really matter there. And it might be I'm getting $56.27. So that will just work everything out. So if we come back to our dashboard now, again, you can update this and rank it in time. Come back to our dashboard, and we can see that we've got some incoming has changed. In the next couple of weeks, we've got $456.27 coming in now, which is at $400 coming in, which is at $100 a week, and that new commission. So that will change all of that and keep that updated for you. If you want to delete something, you can just select it. You can only go to this first column, then next to it, delete it. You can delete that and just update, and you're all done. Next one is our out column. That works exactly the same. These are all my expenses. You can see that I've got Facebook site campaigns. I'm spending $10 a week, but again, I've listed that as monthly because I don't want to update this every week in the system, but that will go negative again, and then I'll just reset a new month. Mobile phone, ChatGPT, my domains, Norton Internet, Grammarly, Braintelix, Weebly, which is where I host my site, and bits and pieces, so you can add all of your expenses in there. Again, update them. I've got hiccups. Again, you can add new ones or delete ones out if they're no longer in there. Again, just to this column there, and delete, update, and it will update the system. The next tab on the bottom is Insights, and we've added this in. So here you're going to write your things that you think are right in affiliate marketing, or some tips or some hints or stuff or mindset or things you want to say to yourself or whatever. And these insights, like stop changing direction every 5 minutes. So these are the things I think are important for me. You'll put your own important things in there, your own goals, tips, or whatever it might be. and you can go from there. And what happens is that back on your dashboard, and we'll just pop back there, this is where they pop up here. So every time you make a change here, you're going to see that will change to one of your insights. So it just reminds you when you're on the dashboard the things you're doing, why you're doing the business. It might be all sorts of any sort of notes you want to have pop up. You can do that. So you're just getting a bit of you're not forgetting about all the important things you learned, and you want to keep remembering, for the want of a better word. And the last thing on the tabs down here is settings. So you would have seen all in the tops of the pages that had BrainTelex, running costs, BrainTelex revenue, or whatever. But you can rename those pages to whatever your business name is, or whatever you want it to be. So it could be John Blog, or whatever it might be, so that you get a very personalised board. So it might be the planner name. So we might want to call this, we'll just call it John's Planner. And when we go back to the dashboard, we've got John's Planner, and that's in there, and in the planner we've got John's Planner. So that's how all that works. You did see when I changed this here that this went green to 52 weeks plus, so it means that this is a very healthy system, and the whole idea behind this is to stop impulse spending on shiny objects, for the want of a better word. So if you've only got $1, $2, $3 in there, and you think you want a new shiny object, you can go into your outline and type into here, just a date. That's your control, and your 2 dots. And then you can put in test, because you might want to buy something that costs $35 a month. So you can put monthly, and you can pop in here $35. And once you've done that, you can pop back to your dashboard and you can have a look at, does this affect my budget, and still am I on track, or is it going to cause a problem for my business? If you're comfortable with it, you can go ahead, but if you're going to spend some decent money, so it might be that you're going to be spending, $235 a month or something like that, what happens then? And you can see here straight away on the dashboard that things are not going to be looking too good if you were to go ahead with that project. So it will give you a heads up. Plus it will keep all of your tasks in an organised way. So now you can be working. You can just, whenever you get the time, you come back and have a look at your planner, have a look at your dashboard. You know what the next thing is to do. You know your finances are either in track or out of track or whatever it might be. So understanding all that, it will hopefully help you work with your affiliate marketing better. I hope it works for you. This is what I use, and it helps me plan. This is an example. These are not my real numbers, but it helps me plan what I'm doing now. We are looking at upgrading this to other pages and tabs that we'll use, so that we've got a 100% workaround or dashboard or system that we can use to manage the entire business. But that's a bit later. But these are the basics that everyone can use and have. Hope you enjoy it. If you've got questions, please just drop a message. We've got a contact us section in our website, or you can just throw a message or whatever it might be. That if you need to touch base and get a question answered, please reach out. Cheers, and we'll chat soon.